it's looking at songbird mercury levels. Another aspect of mercury that I'm very interested in is its synergy with acid rain and the problems that acid rain causes in acidic environments such as mountains, in the Adirondack Mountains and the Catskill Mountains and across the Appalachian Mountains. There's a lot of acid rain problems. And a lot of the pollution that stems, where acid rain stems from, also creates mercury. So you can kind of think, where we have acid rain problems, we probably also have enough mercury in that system to cause problems. And what acid rain does is, as I mentioned, it acidifies the environment and it provides more sulfur for the bacteria. But also what I didn't mention is that it strips out calcium. And calcium is needed for birds, at least. It's needed for many other organisms, but it's needed by birds to produce eggs. It's also needed by birds to feed their young so the young can grow their bones. Now, if you have a problem in an acidic environment like a mountaintop where you have acid rain that's harmed it for years and is affecting the forest community just in a direct way, same time you have all your calcium being stripped out. So you have very little calcium there. And you throw in there that you have mercury coming into the system, which if you're a bird, it kind of makes you more lethargic. And you don't move as well, you don't catch insects as well. But you add all those together, and I start wondering about songbirds in this group of birds called neotropical migrants. And they're a group of birds that breed in the Adirondacks during the summer, but a lot of them fly to Central America and South America, so the tropics. So they're birds that spend a lot of time in the tropics. They make this long migration of 1,000 to 2,000 miles, and then they come back up to the Adirondacks and breed there. So the thought, and a lot of those species are declining. There's long-term declines going on. And here's the canary in the coal mine part, where here are birds that are declining in a major way, and I would worry about it. That means to me that something is changing in the environment, and if that change in the environment could impact us, we should take notice. And with these neotropical migrants, what the traditional thought was that the wintering areas are the areas that are problematic because people are cutting down the tropical forest for many reasons. And these birds don't have the wintering areas that they need. Now I'm wondering if it's that and problems on the breeding grounds. And the breeding ground problems could still be habitat related because we're cutting down habitat and using it for different things and strip malls, etc. But still, there's good blocks of forests in the Adirondack Mountains and the Catskills and other areas. I'm wondering if it's a mix of contaminants causing headaches to these birds, and they have enough mercury in the system to just make them off a little bit, and at the same time they can't find calcium that they need for their eggs, for their young. And they're in these environments which we showed in the models in their ecotoxicology issue. We know that high elevation areas are more prone to mercury deposition than low elevation areas. So a recent study that was funded through the Nature Conservancy to Biodiversity Research Institute this past year was to indeed go into these mountainous areas and catch thrushes and their insect prey and look at the soils and measure it for calcium and mercury and see, are those systems indeed a bit off? Is calcium very low? Is mercury very high? If we start seeing that that's an issue there, we're going to go back and start looking at the impacts on the populations of birds in those areas.
So when you